that later, did not remember, and then freaked me out yesterday. Anyway, all right, so is there an actual final? As stated in the syllabus, I know that was handed out a long time ago, there is no cumulative final in this class, okay? And I do that for retention purposes. Retention purposes, I hope he's making me a pizza right now. Retention purposes would be like, you don't need to cram everything that we've learned. You need to focus on the 3 things that we're doing, and then you will retain it more. And I talk about retention all the time in the beginning of classes of philosophy, but the reality is cramming does nothing. You just, you cram it and then it's like, see you later, and it's gone. So you will, the exam 4 is just over, like the announcement said, food chapter and the lecture. And I have a climate denial lecture that I love presenting and stuff like that. Just don't have that much time. Just, this end of the semester and everything else. So, and I want to be at least wrapped up with a lot of the work so that you then, as I do every semester, you're free. As some bearded, intimidating figure. You are free. Yeah, who's the guy not wearing a hat, drinking a beer in my living room while I'm Zooming? But you're free to do what you need to do. So that should give you not only more time for this class, and then you're done with it, but time then for your other classes as well. So there is an exam 4. Now check announcements. If you go back, in time, it talks about that, and that there's no cumulative as well. But whatever, I'm recording this and then I'll post it. So focus on those chapters. We had questions and we did that for food. All right, any more about testing? I just have a few things today that I want to roll through. Nope. Okay, yep. So look for those. Tomorrow, I believe, exams 1, 2, and 3, the makeup exams should open up sometime midday. And then again, they'll probably be open Wednesday, Thursday, and Thursday to Friday, maybe midnight. So it's more like 2.5 days. But this is where it doesn't matter that it's COVID. It doesn't matter that it's May the 4th. None of that matters. The semester, regardless of any of these things, is coming to an end. And so that's why do not miss exam 4. That'd not be fantastic for everybody. For anybody anyway. Okay, so that's done. GTAs are working on grading. You should get those things returned to you so that you have the rest of those grades. And it looks like, and I don't know, I haven't found out for my classes yet, and I don't know if they've decided yet, but for my classes, I thought that we weren't going to be back in the fall if it was over 85 people. So I haven't heard an official announcement, but it looked like we might be back though. I don't know. So I hope we are. Yeah, I said to my class yesterday, like, I'm done with this. Like, I want to be in a classroom with everybody, playing music, freaking out the people in the classrooms next to us, talking to people about their lives, watching the food for the food drive come in, talking to people in my office and getting a chance to be more of a mentor. And so I think we had an awesome semester, but I'm crossing my fingers. I'm the last one to know because I teach a couple of pretty big classes. But if this, again, and I mentioned this to my class yesterday, there's only a few people that might be in both classes, but if this is your first experience in college, don't base it off of this. If we can all get into classrooms together, I think so, yeah. So vaccinated, it looks like, to return. That's probably a no-brainer. Like I said many times throughout the semester, right? We're paying a lot of money. What's going on? Paying a lot of money to get degrees based on science. So I think that, that would be exciting. I hope that I can return to the classroom. And if you haven't been vaccinated, I think some people it's really chill. Some people it's kind of rowdy. For me, the first one was sore arm. The second one was kind of rowdy, but positive overall. I'm really excited for people who are doing that, helping out. Apologizes. No, we do not have class Thursday. It'll just be the exams. That being said, I'm here all week. I'm next to my computer. I'm grading. And so still reach out to me if there's something that you have a question about a grade on a paper. If you want to know, if you have a question about, I didn't do a study guide because it's like I said, I focused on the things in chapter, the food chapter, and there's not that much for the last chapter. A little bit, in the climate denial lecture. I don't think, really warrants a study guide, which just terms. I mean, they've been pretty, they are what they are. A study guide is kind of like a starting place. So anyway, all right. So I hope that we're back in the classroom in the fall. All right, no more exam stuff, no more of that. Okay, so extra credit. I put up an announcement. I don't care, even if you're getting an A+, donate. There's a lot of people in our community that need it. If you don't have money to donate, then maybe one of your friends does. It doesn't matter, but we are drastically, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars under where we were last semester. COVID was going on last semester. I'm not really sure. I don't know. There was a couple big donors, like one for $1,000 and one for $1,200. So like 2,000, 2,500 of those that $9,000 was that. But it's still really low. And it's a small amount. Food insecurity is a big deal. It intersects with a lot that we're talking about. So if you haven't had a chance to donate, please follow the link on the discussion board. And then the force will be with you. And it'll be with other people. If you know where your next meal is coming from, donate. If you don't, reach out to me and we'll collect a whole bunch of real food specifically for your family. Do the donations accept laundered money or blood money? I don't care if your money is laundered or not. I don't care where you got that money. Donate to the food bank. Like, I'm not asking any questions and neither are they. I know you're kidding. Sorry, what was the question?
Sorry, you said it was okay if we donated like directly, like cans and stuff, right? Because I did that.
Yes, as long as you wrote a post about it. We won't find it when we intersect.
Okay.
So I usually, if you did do that, I'd like to see a receipt from it. Sometimes they can show you that you donated, or you can send an email to them and say, hey, I was in last week, if you didn't get that.
I don't really care about the extra credit. I was just doing it because I had extra cans and stuff,
Yeah.
but I can still do the post if that's good.
I mean, if it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. That's up to you. And a lot of people don't. And that's fine. Like again, if you don't know, if so early on, 15 years ago, wow, 15 years, I've been teaching for 15 years. Time warp. Let's do the time warp. Julie and I had a few boxes of mac and cheese and a few of the soups. I'm going to be honest. Teaching one class, no kids, mortgage that we couldn't pay, trying to get extra gigs on the weekends. I was hustling. And so, there's a lot of people that could be in this class that don't know where their next meal is coming from. If you can donate, please do. Now, I will talk about the next question that Emma had. When will extra credit points for Top Hat be added? Or we could add for the food drive next week. We're finishing the food drive this week or today. It'll be fairly easy to cross-index that. That being said, the GTAs are also finishing their semesters. And this is why we've got plenty of breathing time, right? We'll finish up. And you don't even have to think about it. You do your thing. And then later next week, you'll see the Top Hat come through. Later next week, you'll see extra credit. And that's still before we even need to turn grades in by almost a week. So I think that's a positive thing for my students. But sit tight, otherwise we get a whole lot of emails about that. The Top Hat thing. I've been asking for years for them to get a rubric that's just, if you click in once per day, you get 100% credit. So don't judge any of the percentages that Top Hat says by any known mathematical rubric on the face of the planet. Generally speaking, and I don't program computers, but I've talked to their programmers because I have programmer friends, and I've been like, 1 for 100 is code that I could write. If it's probably code that like somebody's helper monkey could write. So I'm not, I don't want to disparage coding people or helper monkeys, but pretty sure it's that easy. Anyway, Top Hat doesn't have it. So I will disparage Top Hat because they're our scapegoat. No, but we will set it straight. So don't worry. As long as you've been participating, you'll get points for that. And if I didn't ask questions on certain days, don't worry. That just means that there were no points to achieve or not. I think a lot of us donated through the old link through the course semester last year. Yes, and I will be looking at that and asking the food bank to pull all of the names from that link. That link, however, represents a very successful last semester, and I think only a few $100 max likely are accounted for. Even if you click and you're like, oh wow, we raised 2,000, not the case. Pretty sure. But I'm going to reach out to Charlene Olms at the food bank, and so she'll let me know. She'll cross-index and make sure that we are up to date with that. If after I release the announcement that says extra credit has been tabulated, it has been released, and you go to the grade book and you don't see it, then send us a message. Say, hey, I donated through that link, but we don't need those emails quite yet. We're going to try and be as precise on our end so that, you don't have to worry and send emails, and we don't have to sort of double whatever on that as well, or redo stuff, or you don't have to. And you get what I'm talking about. Okay. So that's how we're wrapping up with extra credit. That's how we're wrapping up Top Hat. If you, next week again, when it says all of these assignments, so the first thing that's going to happen out of all of that is the assignments that you've done will be released, and like the ones that are still hanging out there. I'm looking at the, let me look back at the main page here, everybody. Some social observations, that's not a big deal. Oh, extra credit, one food waste paper. I mean, we're good. Oh, not we're good. The GTAs are good. All right. So if most of the stuff looks like it's been released or graded, besides the social observation, if you're missing something, reach out to your GTA in particular. Sometimes people submit stuff late and we accept it because I think that's the compassionate thing to do. Sometimes those things, though, are emailed to us and it's been buried for like 3 months. So we might need you to like re-forward an email or something like that. Okay. So are there any sort of housekeeping things, school things, class concerns, anything like that? Just going to take a break for a second. Oh, you can't even see it. That's weird. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that must have to do with the background. All right. Well, I'm going to have to talk to Zion about about doing some more cool stuff like that with backgrounds. That would be great. Should have had like them lightsaber fighting or something in the background. I could have recorded that. Well, so many ideas. Hopefully not for next semester. Hopefully I don't care about any of that anymore, and we're all in a classroom. And hopefully we don't keep the patents on our vaccinations and we share them with the rest of the world like we promised. Did promise. Gonna just throw that one in there. That would be fantastic. All right. Have the food waste paper grades been released? Shake your head yes or no if you've got your food waste paper grade. Okay. No, I'll talk to the GTAs about that, and we will release those. I know, again, it's a lot of work for these individuals, just like it is for you at the end of the semester, though, and things I think have been handed back pretty reasonably. Oh, course survey. Speaking of, should we be concerned about missing for the solution essay that was canceled? We ignore it. No, I will just delete that column. Okay. Course surveys. Have you filled out a course survey yet? Anybody? Some people know it's off to the side. Yes, good. Do that. I think feedback is important. Now, I just found out this semester about ratemyprofessor.com, and somebody said go there, and that's a place where like people either write super mean, shitty stuff, or else they write some nice stuff, and some of the mean stuff feels mean, but it's true. Anyway, just be honest about the class. Give us your feedback. I'd rather that it was in the form of constructive stuff. Go out there on the internet and rate a professor in a constructive way or a positive way. Give somebody some love. I know all of your other professors are trying hard. They love what they do and trying to wrap their heads around how to make the last, year or so work. Yeah, no, I made the mistake of clicking on it, and it's kind of like life. Either you really like me or you don't. I'm 47. I'm fine with that by now. But the reason I found out about it is because a student said, I'm going to give you a bad review last semester. And they just were really being aggro. And I was like, and then they're like, you're horrible. And the internet says so. And I was like, oh, the internet says I'm horrible. I went and checked it out. And actually there's a lot of stuff that made me smile. But for the course survey here, I don't, when you go off on the internet and whatever, the dark web or the light web, I guess it's May the 4th. I hope you're on the light web. Anyway, but for the class purposes, I want to know what works and what doesn't and how we can improve. Like, I can improve as a teacher. That's ridiculous to think that I couldn't or anybody couldn't. Same thing. If we're wrapping up the end of the semester and something happened this semester and you didn't communicate with me and something's going on and your grade was impacted a certain way. I mean, certainly if there's something we can do, I hope you've already reached out before now. But like I said, I'm still here. And I want to say this. I love you. I love my students. I think they're fantastic. I'm not sure. I don't hardly like work with my colleagues, even when it was pre-COVID. I'm in some building like at the other end of campus, and I'm not even in Clark anymore. I love my colleagues, but the people I really work with are like 18 through 20 something year olds. They're not old people like me. And so I think you're fantastic. If I hope that you keep doing something awesome and positive. The reason I say be good people and do good things at the end of every class period is because I think it's positive. I'm sick of all the negativity in this world, quite frankly, and I want things to get more positive. So I'm hoping that every class period we build on that. And the same thing, I'm hoping that um, that next semester is an even better experience for absolutely everybody. But thank you. There's like people this semester that chimed in, that bothered to show their faces. There's people that participated and listened to everything and didn't, because you're sick of this by now. I get that too, even though I harassed everybody to please show your faces. So my favorite review I found was someone calling you environment Jesus. Oh, good Lord. I guess, right? Oh, good Lord. I don't know. I don't even know how to take that. Yeah, well, anyway, there's people smarter than me, but I'm hoping that I'm inspiring people to do awesome stuff. And I also hope that you learned something new this semester, or ran across something that you thought was interesting. And if you didn't, then that's me striking out probably. But I'll try harder next time because that's how I do. All right. So next semester be awesome. And I'm trying to think of, is there anything else? Hold on. My little animal dog wants out. Or in, I don't even know anymore. Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh, God. Probably couldn't see that because of the background, but that was a cat and 2 dogs. That's full animal parade out here on the farm. Let the chickens out while we were getting ready for a concert on the farm the other day. And within 10 minutes, a fox had one of them chased up to the top of the porta potty and had killed another. I mean, I was like 50 feet away. I drove the 4-wheeler over, and until I was 5 feet away, the fox was like, "What's up?" I was like, "Really?" Like middle of the day. So I will be busy out here on the farm. I saw somebody say, "Can I come work on your farm this summer?" Send an email. Yeah. I mean, if people really want to, it's like that story about Henny Penny was like, "Help me make the bread," or something, or maybe that was The Sky's Falling. I can't remember. Anyway, but nobody wanted to help make the bread, and then everybody at the end wanted to eat the bread. There's no obligation. If somebody wants to learn how to make a compost tea, or somebody wants to come out here and do something meaningful on the farm, I mean, sure, yeah, you're always welcome to, especially once the semester is over. So still reach out. I have the same email. If you're wondering about other sociology classes, classes on water, classes on land rights stuff. I mean, there's so many interesting environmental sociology classes. I mean, and I would pretty much recommend anybody in our department. Josh, is anybody taking a class with Josh Sabaka? That guy's amazing. Anyway, I recommend the social department. I'll give them a shameless plug. And they did just announce our Celebrate CSU award for all the food stuff that we were doing. Maybe I'll put a link someplace. It's got a picture of me in a tie, which you maybe haven't ever seen before, or maybe you did. I can't remember earlier in the semester. As the semester went on, I feel like whether I was wearing a collared shirt or not just didn't matter. I just like slowly transitioned into farm gear, and then I'll just fade into the hedges like Homer, or my hands, or whatever else. The Bears got a quarterback. No, that's not even, like, I'm just rambling now. All right. I want you to do really good in the class. Is there any other legitimate class questions that you have? Please email me or reach out. Yeah, and we're Ravensdale Farm. We have some music shows out here. We sell some organic plant starters. Oh, and I'm going to be working with it's a new over the last year. It's like the African American Cultural Center in town, and the person who started it, Jamal, is amazing. We're working with people, kids that don't do a lot of gardening, or have never done seed saving. We're going to have some cultural events out here. We're donating a portion of the proceeds of concerts to help get this thing off the ground. So anyway, super positive things this summer for everybody else here. yeah, I'm just taking one last look at you all for this semester. Now I have to say, because Josh, you're doing it right. You're doing it right out there today. Yep, looks good. That's right. I don't know where you are where there's sun. There's no sun here right now. Are you in Fort Collins?
I'm in Salt Lake City.
Ah, our guitar player is from Utah, and he is from around there. He is one of the most talented. Oh wow, he's such a talented guy, Lance Ruby. Check Lance out. He's a good dude. Yeah, I've had some fun before in Utah. We also got one of our shows shut down before the show even started because I didn't know that there was two different police forces. There's like a Mormon sort of police force, and there's like a police force. And just trying to wrap my head around that as a sociologist was really wild, but something that if you never heard of to look into, really interesting. Anyway, yep. All right, then that's it. Let me run it down. Be good people, do good things, wear your mask. Wait, be safe, mask up, and be love. I'm going to add that one. I'm going to add number 5, be love. Because no matter
The
what
last class of the semester?
it is, I know. You guys, not you guys, all of you want to be gender respectful, and all of you are probably like, yay, we're done. And maybe a little bit I am, but then I go like, 4 months, and I've already gone a year where I don't get to like hang out. I am teaching, like I said, though, a drugs in United States culture class at CU. Don't know anything about that, so I'm going to have to do some research over the next couple weeks and get my textbooks together. That's right. Get my textbooks together. I'm also teaching some Social 100 next fall. I'm teaching a Social 100. I don't know. Still, there's some juniors and seniors that take that, but anyway, sorry, no class on Thursday, just the exam. But like I said before, I am around. So be good people and do good things. Take care, everybody. Peace. Reach out if you need anything. And thanks for teaching me.
Jason.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for teaching me a whole lot this semester. Yeah, I hope I teach you even a couple things. All right, take care. Peace.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
semester.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.